This portion of the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by Ford. Go further.
And it's all been South Effingham, and it's been South Effingham's Tyler Pullum, 192 yards. He's already leading the region with 984 yards passing, but it's to 3 different targets. It's not fancy routes. It's good, solid routes, and he's just got great receivers, and there's an example of another one.
Another route to the left-hand side, inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, T.J. Williams, his 4th different receiver, and 30 yards on the TD play.
So right now he's already sitting at 222, just in under a few seconds to play in the second quarter. You know, he's just keep rolling, keep picking them up. You know, it's all kind of like an old basketball analogy. If you got 5 guys handling the basketball and 5 guys moving around, you've got to guard 5 guys. They've got 4 different targets that they're having to guard now. They don't know who's getting the ball.
So the extra point by James Hodges is up, and it's good, and it's 28-0 now.
Due to our time constraints, we move forward in today's broadcast.
So congratulations to a lot of the players that actually came back for today's event. Hokie Jackson has his name now firmly implanted, and here's Patrick Brown, and Brown rolls around to the right-hand side. And, boy, Patrick Brown really means a lot to this football team. And, you know, I sat down with our head coach, Donnie Revel, about Patrick Brown. As I said, he ran for 327 yards last week, 5 touchdowns. Hasn't really needed to have a big game today, but here's the coach on Patrick Brown.
We hope it continues for him. He's a tremendous young man. Again, doesn't have the biggest body size, but he runs a lot bigger than what his size indicates. He's a very strong player. Got very good speed, and he gets a lot of yards after contact.
There's Patrick Brown getting a little bit of yardage after contact, but we'll give him a gain of 6 on the play. It looks like so. Brown with 6 now, and I got a feeling they're going to want to kind of run that football between, their backs to take some time off the clock with Brown. Nick Reno also in the backfield and in that spread multiple offense. Which, boy, we saw the firepower, especially from the passing of Tyler Pullum quickly in this game.
Yeah, it's almost like there was the artillery barrage that you hear over at Fort Stewart.
Pullum pulls it in, runs the football, not afraid to do that, around to the left-hand side. Nice block, too. Pullum inside the 50. Pullum taken down at the 50-yard line, so they'll hang on. We'll see Pullum for a gain of 23 yards on the play. So Pullum with plus 23 on a run play. He's done everything.
That was absolutely amazing. Josh Ingram on the pursuit there. Got to hit him out of bounds. Just get him out of bounds, because if you don't get him out of bounds, he's going to run that rail all the way down to the end zone.
Taken down hard, but just into Bradwell Tigers territory. And that's where they'll have another first down. So Pullum out of the shotgun, gives it to Patrick Brown. Brown up the middle. Brown almost breaks free, but a tackle at the ankles, and Patrick Brown gains 6 on the play.
And again, there's junior Josh Ingram making on the play for Bradwell Tigers, coming up, making the hit right there. But, Brown, outside of catching the ball, Brown's not been, but they haven't needed to run Brown tonight either.
So it'll bring up a 2nd and 5, we'll call it. Ooh, a little bit of movement. I think that's going to be encroachment on Bradwell Institute. Look like 32, that is Christian Evans. I think he jumped forward a little bit and made contact, so they'll talk off 5. And, boy, that'll be close to the first down marker. Might even give it to him, I think.
Yeah, they did. And now you can see one of the defensive linemen, Isaiah Quarterman, coming off. So they're going to have to switch him out. But then, again, you see Josh Ingram right there. Vocal, he's getting on his teammates, not yelling at them, but, saying, hey, we got to keep our heads about us. We got to make good plays.
Quick handoff. Patrick Brown breaks one tackle, and you talk about yards after tackle, and Patrick Brown is forward for near another first down.
Yeah, but as he gets hit, he's dragging people with him. He's dragging 1 and 2 and 3 people with him, and he's done that all season. And it's a little different this week, but next week he'll do the same thing against Ware and against Glenn.
Here's your replay brought to you by your Savannah Low Country Honda dealers, and that initial burst right there keeps those big legs trucking, and he's able to turn a 2 or 3 yard gain into a 7 or 8 yard gain. And we'll see if we see another dose of Patrick Brown here. 2nd down, 2.5 to go, we'll call it. Quarterback Pullum's been in total control. They're going to move things around now. We'll see the Wildcat formation. Patrick Brown will take the snap. and he'll plow straight forward and get tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, but I think he fell forward enough to get the first down. But that was a nice surge by the Bradwell Tigers, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think he tripped forward just enough to get a first down.
Yeah, defensive lineman Demir Thomas, he was right there trying to, I think he got a shoelace, but that surge, and that surge just shows the athleticism of a young man and a back like Patrick Brown, and it's 1st and 10. That's good.
So they'll reset the chains. That indeed is a first down. He got enough. They didn't even need a measurement on the play. Donnie Rebel's team, head coach of South Effingham, off to one of their best seasons. They had an 11-win season a couple of years ago, but boy, this is just his third, I believe his third out of 6 years that they'll have a winning record. Patrick Brown on the right-hand side, and he's got some room. Breaks the first tackle. Patrick Brown inside the 10-5. Touchdown, Patrick Brown, and the Mustangs are on the board from 30 yards out.
Now that right there, that's what we expected when we came up here, put these headsets on, and began the game, and we saw them, South Effingham, run the first offense. That's what we thought we were going to see. We thought we would see Patrick Brown come out and do just that, but he can dial it up at any time.
Yeah, what a burst of speed. Once he broke that first tackle, it was just speed off the right-hand side, one little block, and walks into the end zone, not even touched. And they're on the board again. It's 34-0 right now. The extra point is, the snap is good, and the kick is up, and it appears to be good for James Hodges, and it's 35-0 all of a sudden. Straight drop back, pitch wide, trying to get Eccles outside. Eccles does get outside. Good speed, crosses the 30, the 40. Eccles passes the 50 and finally brought down on the left-hand side. It's Jared Wells making the tackle, but a nice game in the longest play for Bradwell Tigers. 35 yards, I believe, on the play.
Well, right there, and I think that was the key to the game that we talked about early, that you've got to get the ball to Luther Eccles and you've got to let him run. But Luther Eccles cannot be the only offense that Bradwell has. They've got to find other keys, and they've got to find other ways to keep the ball moving.
Back to live action now. Bradwell, straight drop, inside handoff. I think that was Eccles on trying to some sort of misdirection in the wing T offense, but Eccles bottled up right there for a gain of, we'll give him maybe 2 on the play. We'll see the full mark, but you know, these little things, you had talked about those little things. That's what you need to build on, and they're doing some here and there. They need to put enough together to try and get into the end zone.
Well, and then I think that's it. But you know, that kind of 35-yard run, I mean, they don't make that every series. I mean, a lot of teams don't make that every series, but that's where, you know, so that's something they can build on.
By far, in fact, that's the first double-digit play that they've had in this game. Now they're going to look to throw the football. Little dump out to the left-hand side into the hands of Kevin Harris, and another nice gainer on the play. So Harris getting about 15 yards on the play for Harris, so there's a first down.
And again, we just talked about that. Now, Quinn McMassey is not going to take a snap, and he's not going to sit in the pocket like Tyler Pullum, but he's going to do what he can do. And he simply looks out there and he finds his safety valve, which that's no different than a running play, but it's still a pass play. You get him out in space, and you're able to move the football and not take a lot of damage inside to your man.
McMassey did a great job of keeping the ball long enough to draw the linebacker in. So McMassey this time just a handoff to the right-hand side. Luther Eccles dancing back inside and turning what was bottled up into a 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Well, and that's just fighting on his part. I mean, you're talking one of the strongest kids in the program, and he's a bowling ball. And we've had other bowling balls here. Jarrell Crawford was a bowling ball, and he went to Georgia Military and then went to Georgia Southern, and was just absolutely amazing. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
So the Bradwell Tigers now with a second down. Inside handoff, this time Desmond Brown. Brown loses the football, it's on the ground. Quinn McMassey falls on top of it, and Bradwell will keep the football and have a third down. Good alertness by the quarterback, McMassey.
Oh, that right there is the key, and that's why you always want them to carry out that fake. Because he carried out the fake, it put him in the right situation. He's able to look over there, get down on the football. And that could have been a disaster for Bradwell right there.
Yeah, Desmond Brown getting hit big on the line and losing the football. And Bradwell will continue. We're down to the 1:06 mark. Great halftime show coming up, so stick with us. We'll have Jeff Faith, the athletic director at South Effingham, the principal of Bradwell. They'll both join us at halftime. special feature story from down here as well. So handoff straight up the middle. Kevin Harris plowing forward. And I got to say, you start using your timeouts now. You're in a position to try and really score inside the 25-yard line. And we'll see if Bradwell takes full advantage of that to try and put it in.
Well, you got 3 timeouts in your back pocket right now, so, you can burn them. I mean, you're down 35-0. If nothing else, looks like you can't get in, I mean, you can always kick it through the sticks for 3-3, and that scores.
It is 4th down, so that's why they didn't call it. If it was 3rd, I bet they would have, but they have a full 6 yards to go. They haven't had a whole lot of plays beyond 7 yards of play, but they'll roll out McMassey. McMassey hit hard as he lets go of the football. McMassey was just leveled and his helmet comes off. Wow, what a hit. I believe, was that 28 again coming in? Kareem Taylor?
No, that's 55.
55 coming in. Mackenzie Newbill just took the helmet right off of Quinn McMassey on the hit.
And Mackenzie Newbill is somebody we've talked about before. Mackenzie Newbill is one of the leading tacklers in Region 3-5A.
13 seconds on the clock, the game clock here in the second quarter. I got to believe South Effingham's going to come off and take a knee with a 35-0 lead, but we'll see if they try to run a play or not. They have their timeouts, but obviously not in the position to be using them. So it's 35-0 right now, and here comes the Mustangs at the 22-yard line, 23 we'll call it.
And, yeah, you've really got to think that you just come out, you get into halftime.
So they're in the shotgun formation. Pullum actually hands it off. Brown up the middle. Brown tackled after a gain of about 8 on the play. And that's going to end it, though. I don't think they're going to call timeout. There's your halftime. Clock strikes 0, and it's all been South Effingham on top 35-0, and we'll take a break. And when we come back, halftime festivities right here on the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week. I'll let my partner, Coach Wood, step aside here, and we'll bring in Jeff Faith, athletic director at South Effingham High School. We'll be right back with the halftime show.